It's showtime! Hello and welcome to Castle Title TV. As always, I'm your host David Kramer, President and General Counsel of Castle Title. Thanks for joining us. Before we get into our episode today, and it's an action-packed one as always, we're going to talk about a little housekeeping matter. The email list. Castle Title maintains an email list to provide information to you and to our clients about all things real estate related. It's something that we send out no more than once a day and probably no more than 3 times a week. It's the best way to learn about what's going on in the real estate market and what's going on with Castle Title and Castle Title Television. It takes as much time to sign up as it does to go to your computer, type in www.castletitle, and type your email address and hit enter. Bam, done, you're on the list. And you're on top of the title revolution. So if you haven't signed up, please go do so. And after you have, tell a friend, because the more the merrier. We're all about loving one another here at Castle Title TV. And keeping it real, so you get your best real estate deal. And on that point, today I was sitting at lunch wondering, what are we going to do our show about today? And then it hit me. My email. I get an email asking about foreclosures. Now, we've talked a bit about REO, or real estate owned properties, on our little title show here, but we haven't really gotten into the foreclosure process, and we're definitely going to do that at a future time. But the question came up today, what happens when the title company that's handling the purchase of a property that was just foreclosed upon drops the ball? And then the question came up, what happens when the title company that's handling the purchase for your client of the property that was foreclosed upon happens to be owned by the law firm handling the foreclosure? To me, that is a huge conflict of interest. And let me tell you why. Because typically speaking, in a foreclosure, for a foreclosure to be ratified and properly done under federal and state law, numerous notifications have to be sent out to any interested party. These are potential debtors. And if all of the notices are not properly and timely issued and returned and received and recorded, etc., the foreclosure can be undone and reversed. And therefore, the home that you're getting or think you're getting might go bye-bye, and that's why, of course, you have title insurance. Well, the title company that's handling the purchase on your behalf, that's representing you as you buy your new home, is under an obligation to ensure that everything has been done correctly on the foreclosure, to make sure that the party that is now selling you the property has a lawful and legal right to do so. Well, if they don't dot all their I's and cross all their T's, it's the title company's job as an advocate on your behalf to work with the foreclosure law firm or foreclosure attorney to ensure that everything is done properly so you can move forward with your purchase of your new home. However, the real problem arises in the case that I'm referring to, where the title company that's handling the purchase is owned by the foreclosure law firm. The party who selected this title company did not realize there was a relationship between the title company and the foreclosure law firm. They were simply told, hey, you should use this title company because we regularly work with the law firm. We know everybody over there. We're good buddies. We play golf. We have a couple drinks on happy hour every Friday. To me, it's a major conflict of interest, because how are you going to go and harass and annoy and continually follow up with a group of people who also happen to own the company? And the answer is, you really can't. Your hands are kind of tied. To me, that type of a relationship needs to be disclosed from the outset. And not just, hey, by the way, they own us, but here's a piece of paper explaining that they own us, and oh, by the way, please sign it acknowledging that you understand the relationship. It is crucial that when you're working with people in real estate and even outside of real estate, you know who they are and why you're working with them. If somebody refers you to an appraiser, a lender, a surveyor, a home repair person, I think you need to ask, why are you referring me to them? How do you know them? How often have you worked with them? Do you have any sort of business relationship, any sort of financial relationship? And it's fine if you do. I think affiliations are fantastic, and I think affiliated businesses are great. But you've got to disclose it. You've got to know it. Most people would never use a title company that was owned by the foreclosure law firm, because there's too many possibilities that the parties become adverse to one another. Not adverse like they're going to sue each other, but adverse like their interests are different. And how can somebody represent you that is also working for somebody who is not providing the information that you need to get your transaction to close? And the answer is you can't. You need to make sure when you're working with a title company or a lender or anybody else affiliated with your transaction, if they've been referred to you, that's great. I think referrals is the whole key to our industry. But you need to know why they were referred to you, and if there's a monetary interest. And if there is a monetary interest, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but at least you need to know it and have it brought to your attention from the outset, because that's not something that you want to learn a few days or at the settlement table, or a few days before closing or at the settlement table. To me, it's not going to make your deal move very efficiently and quickly when a problem arises. Sure, if everything works out great, as everything's planned, it doesn't really matter. But you don't know what's going to happen at the outset of your transaction, how smooth it's going to be or not. So to me, it's better to have it in writing. It's better to know, and that way, when issues arise later on, at least you have knowledge and expectations of what your title company or what your real estate professional is going to do for you or can't do for you. Because it's really hard to yell at and fight with people who happen to also own you. And I think that is very important to consider. Just who are you dealing with? That's the title of today's episode. So, with that, I'm going to bid you adieu, tell you to have a fantastic weekend. I hope you do something special. Here in Baltimore, the weather looks like it's going to be fantastic. I hope it is with you wherever you are in this fine global world of ours. And until next time, see ya.